Hello. Uh, this is my name is Payal Chakravarti, and I am from India. So this is probably would be my first video, in the sense sharing my testimonies and also the experiences that I am going through. I'll be requiring. I wish that I get the support and the love from you all guys. Uh, so basically, the story starts from why I came to sharing my testimony. It is the urge that few years back it started when I was going through a massive change in my life. Before that I was leading only a normal life, and all of a sudden it was upside down, and everything just gone blank out. And it was then I had a deep realization, and there was mass awakening was taking place, when there is a deep realization that the connectivity with the divine energy, and my calling uh, towards Bible. And I was introduced to the Bible, and I started reading Bible at the same time. And it was like something was pulling me towards Jesus, although at the time I was unaware about the fact that why I was reading Bible, and why I was following the commandments of Bible without even knowing the fact. Unconsciously I was following the things, considering it to be the sacred. Of course it's in sacred scriptures. So now it's coming back to my point, that ever since I have realized that I am chosen by Him, and my connection with Him, and here I am sharing my testimony is because my calling is from Jesus. He chose me even before my birth, but I was born in a very different religion. I was born in Hindu Brahmin family, where everything is different from the principles and commandments that is given by Jesus. But I was just moving into my path, following His principles, listening to His whispers, commandments, without knowing, because I don't know who operates from me inside. As being a human, when we born on this earth, we are only told that there is one God, and we don't know who is that one God. So whosoever is born in whatever their respective religion, they consider the God or whatever idol has been showed to them, they consider their concerned deities or gods of their concerned religion to be God. So similarly, I was also one of them. I didn't know the definition of God. I just know that there is one God, and one God, but He has a different forms. So whosoever means, in this human world it is said that there is one God, but we call Him by different names. Somebody calls Him by Jesus, somebody calls Him as Allah, somebody calls Him as Bhagwan, Ishwar. He has a multiple name. So this is what in this human world we have heard. And especially I grew up with this mentality that one God, and He has a multiple forms. So wherever I see temples or whatever spiritual places, I just give my respect to Him, considering him to be one and he is a different form, so just give respect to him and just moving into my life. So it was in since my childhood, if I see, it was like many principles collides as in my past lives, after having my spiritual awakening, which I have realized in my past lives I was following certain rules, and in this life I carried those rules and I was applying in somewhere else. So it collides with multiple things. As a result, what happens, I started uh, exploring every other things, like every other religions, whosoever suits my souls. So it was in like back in 2020. Only thing that I wanted was whatever I felt in my childhood, that God has created this world out of love, means whatever the wisdom that I was grew up was that there is one God and God has created this world, and every other thing we see around this world belongs to God, and we are supposed to here to share love. And at the same time, like God, whatever has placed inside us, like whatever talents we have, whatever God has given us, so we are just to multiply those things, that too also by seeing God, because we don't have that intelligence to operate by our own self, because we don't have that, we are just like a blank paper where God puts his things to this blank paper, then only we can operate. This is like we are not even our own consciousness, we are God's consciousness just expanding. So so he puts his places his consciousness and creates us, and we come here just like a child, look at his father and just following the father. So similarly we also come to this world and just looking at father, what father has created, tree, okay, let me draw this tree. So we just look into the God and we start imitating him. So this was my like the wisdom I grew up since my childhood, that looking at my father I will just imitate him and try to be like him, try to good like him, best like him, so that he loves me more. But when I came to this art, I have realized many other things, that the things that I have thought to be true is not something true, because every other person is going through hurt energy, and as a result they were turning into bitter. So this has made me thought like when an individual soul goes through hurt energy, it is found that they have the tendency to hurt others, extend their negativity, pass on their negativity to others. It is not something the soul does intentionally, it is done on an unconsciously level, on an energetic level it is done. So that is why it is said that we cannot rely on any soul, because no souls belongs to us. So we can only rely on God, because he has that supreme consciousness and alertness to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong, which sometimes we deviate, but he is not. So since my childhood I have been believer of God. I used to make myself happy by thinking that if nobody understands me, at least there will be someone who understands me, and that is God. So I can completely rely on him, because he sees my work. But eventually this belief was shaken in 2020, when I was like looking around and leading my simple life, and just looking for job, marriage, the simple worldly life when I was living and planning, doing my future planning, that what I will do in future, and unaware about salvation. Although subconsciously I used to have that knowledge that ultimately our journey will end up in God only. But I was like focusing on doing things more in this world. I used to think like whenever God will be the time, I will definitely reach Him. But if God has placed me in this world, now let's just focus on doing my things quickly before just leaving this world. So it was back in 2020 when I was hit it hard, and I got somehow separated from God when I was exposed to this world, and immediately I felt like I fell into the mire of sinful world, as if there is a dark ocean and every soul is just trying to save itself from this mire of sinful ocean. And at the same time there is a section of people who were just okay to being around in this sinful world. And this is something we cannot see with our human eyes. This could be sensed by only a spiritual level, means that the sinful characteristics of this humanistic world. So when I was connected with God, I never felt that sinful. I felt that this world is full of sins, but I was never exposed to it because I was fully connected to God. But the moment I shift my focus on this world and started thinking like human, that I need a humanly world, humanly life, and XYZ, in that moment shift happened. I got dissected from God, and it was like a major transformation had within me. It was like I felt like there was a loss of power. There was something inside me that just evaporated like an it's what to say air, as if there was something inside me. The moment I got dissected from God, a chunk of my inside just evaporated like a big air, and I felt a sudden emptiness, and I started like suffering, and I was like struggling. I need to go back to God, and it was then I first encountered with spiritual warfare. Before that I didn't know what is spiritual warfare. So I was first encountered with spiritual warfare, where I was attacked by evil energies. I was very under attacked by evil energies, where they almost like convinced me that my body, they wanted to commit, they possess my body, and like they convincing me and trying to convincing me to commit sins, make me like sinful world. But at that time still I had that consciousness that what was going on, and I could able to understand that acha, this is the fundamental things. Then I realized that importance that we humans are just, it's just a tool that can be used by even divine energies and also like devil energy. Humans have like, whosoever you are scientist, you are priest, you are nurse, doctor, who from whatever background you come, you cannot say that you are completely like immune to spiritual attacks, because spiritual attacks goes on a very fragment of seconds, and we are being used and we don't even realize it. Either we are used by divine energies. There are lots of energies are evolving here and there, evil energies. So that is why Jesus says that we need to forgive, so that when we forgive others, then the evil energies cannot use it for its advantage. What I realized was that evil energy could able to attack me only because I was in heart energy. So he was using my heart to mold me and convincing me this world is very bad, you need to throw things. And I did. It was not that I did it. I did. And it was like, it was beyond my control. I was like, somebody was like pulling me that you have to do it. I was not operating, and I was like trying to protect myself. I will not do it. As far as my consciousness is there, and it is telling me that I need to go back to my God, I need my God, I am not coming to you. So it was then I was exposed to God. Then God has revealed certain things, like I am being chosen. At the time I didn't know what is chosen and all that, and the spiritual warfare I didn't knew it at the time, and God was exposing like things like we need to fast, we need to come closer to God, spend time more and more with God, and I was doing all such things. But the main issue that arises, I was like applying the Bible things in Hindu religion. So it was there is the like twisting point happened, and I have lost my track, and I have to pay a greater price for it. So coming back to it, so later on what happened, somehow I managed to come closer to God. Means whosoever I used to worship at that time, means a Hindu God. So somehow I managed to come near him, and I was hoping that I will somehow, if I able to like surrender him, then I will be saved. And I even also not surrender, if I suppose somehow manage to come near God, then I will be saved. Devil energy cannot do anything of me. So I was like fighting and juggling, and I was like doing fastings, worship, all sorts of the spiritual things I was practicing, just to come near God, so that it cannot touch me, because it was happened all of a sudden, and it was like I was awakened with a great jerk that where I am, what is around going, why I am facing such, when I see like other people's where they were like already in the mire of this sinful ocean, and I was saved since my childhood. But as soon as I got dissected, just like Samson, when he got dissected from God, he became like, he was exposed to this sinful world, and enemy could able to attack him. So similar thing I have also experienced. When I was connected to God, I felt very strength and powerful, as if I will conquer this world belongs to me, and so on and so forth. Just telling, doesn't mean it, just telling. And when I got disconnected with God, as if something just flew away, and I was left with emptiness, a void came inside me, and a severe pain. It was ununderstandable, and that break was the invitation to evil energy. So I practiced and went near God. Then ever since I went near God, means the Hindu God, So first thing what I encountered was they could not able to recognize me, and I was like, since my childhood I was grew up with the thought process that God being a creator, he knows his creation, so I don't have to worry about myself, because I know God has created me, means he knows me, he knows everything A to Z of me. uh, so I never thought that we in this vast ocean of souls, God does not know me. Although I felt unheard, unseen, hopelessness, all those things I have faced, but I never, I was always in the belief that if I am one of the character of God, that means God knows me. That means I am special. so, uh, so when I went near Hindu god and goddesses, I was exposed to them. They denied recognizing me, means on a spiritual level, when I felt like I used to do connecting on the divine energies, so I they like denied, like, who are you, we don't know you. Then I feel very hurt at the time that I worshipped you so many years and you deny me recognizing me. You don't know me. How can you tell something like that? It broke my heart. But still I didn't say anything because I used to respect them. But later on things started getting very worse. Means very worse is like when my calling started coming closer and closer and closer. My relation, means the turmoil started coming in my that current the religion that I was in. So again that upheaval came, and there was no settlement, and I was like working, and there was like nothing happened, and again I came with a disappointment, like, find who knows me, who can tell among the all energies that I know her. I came into so hurt energy. I keep on explaining everyone that this is me, this is me, this is me, this is my characteristics. I keep on giving explanation to everyone, but it's like nobody believed. And also I have gone through. It was then I realized that I am energy sensitive girl. Wherever I used to visit, just energy starts following me. So one of the incident I have realized that I went to a temple where a dark deity started following me, and it was like forcing me that build temple and you have to worship me. And again they have started possessed my soul. Again the same possession of soul I realized, and burning of my soul. The most difficult moment of my entire life. This is the hardest part I have faced. Even now also I am facing. Before that encounter of that deity, I almost started giving up on everything, on every areas of my life. Although I am unaware of the fact that whether it had happened because of my giving up in that particular situation, or why happened, means maybe karmic ties are there. So I was somehow exposed to that dark deity, and it had just I faced spiritual rape. I faced stealing of my destiny, swapping destinies. It was then I was exposed that this kind of phenomenon also take place. Before that I was like unaware of the fact that all this also happens, where energy is steal, destiny is swapped, uh, taking someone's identity, inflicting something negativity on someone else. Before that I was unaware of all those things, fact. But when I was going through experiencing all such things, I terribly felt very helpless, and I don't know what will happen now. I thought that now I think my death has come near, and I experienced that also. I will later on speak about it because the video will again become very long. It was then I was like running here and there. I was running in this temple, I was running in that temple. Every other temple I have run, every other deities I have just bow down just to save myself. I went multiple number of places only with that hope that somehow I will manage to get separated from that deity, so that that deity does not disturb me. And it was then only I realized one important lesson which I would love to share with you, that never go to any spiritual place without any knowledge, because you never know what kind of energy you have. After my encounter with this, I have this realization that I'm spiritually very sensitive person, so I just cannot go and visit any other spiritual place, like even like a tourist also, because if I'm going, those energies starts following me, means that much sensitivity is there inside me. It is understood only after that encounter with the dark deity. It was a masculine energy. I don't want to take the name because I don't disrespect anyone, but let me tell you, it was one of the Hindu deities, just for the concern. So I went to every place for help. Somebody tells me that go and do puja here, go and do puja there. So whatever has been asked me to do, more or less I did all those things, but nothing just happened. And another thing I have realized, like in my current religion, is the religion, although I am following now Christianity, but not yet baptized, but I am following now Jesus, hoping to be baptized soon. So I went to like every temples, sitting there looking at the images and just praying silently, please help me, please help me. But nothing happened. Everybody just like surrendered me that nothing is going to happen. And another thing I realized, like there is hardly any importance of prayer in this religion. There is the importance of worship and ritualistic things, but there is no importance of like praying. Like if we pray, only focus on the rituals. So I keep on telling my father, like, please pray for me, please pray for me. And I also myself used to pray that have mercy on me, please don't punish me like this, I cannot tolerate all those things, don't do this to me. So forcefully there has been something inflicted on me, forcefully inflicting of destinies, forcefully capturing me, trying to grasp me. Spiritual rapes has been done without my free will. In my human world I never experienced intimation, but in spiritual world I was exposed to all those things. Just imagine. Means it was like more than a human, spirit is a dangerous for me. I can rely on like a human boy, but I cannot rely on the spirit world. Means my condition was in that way. I have spent since my childhood so many years. I have been exposed to so many male energies, but none of the male energies like could able to take advantage of me. But it was only then I was exposed to this spiritual world, and I have been taken advantage of on my that area. It was very shameful. So I ran here and there, and finally something was like inside me that keeps on calling me, and I was exposed to Jesus Christ. I remember before in my childhood I used to go to church. Go to church means only during Christmas, or sometimes like if gets like opportunity, or like it's not like compulsory I used to go, but sometimes I used to go, and during Christmas I used to visit, or if I am going to some other place for tourism purpose, then also like church visiting is there. If there is church available, and if it is an like important tourist spots, then only I was exposed to church, otherwise not. And besides that, I used to respect everyone. There is no such that I don't used to respect. I told you, I used to believe in one God. Now also I believe, right? One God, and He has a different form. So I used to consider that Jesus Christ is also one of the forms. So I used to just pay a respect to Him and just come out. So when I went to church and I just saw the crucifixion, I was like started crying in front of Father, like just like a child cries in front of Father. I was like crying, Father, I am so helpless. I don't have, my all doors were like closed. Now only you are left. It's like you are my last hope. Every other door is closed. I cannot see hope. Even if I used to pray to any Hindu god or goddesses, it was not fruitful. Means from deep inside, it has like my soul is declaring that okay, enough. Now you cannot go beyond. The faith has already broke. The thing has been spoiled. The water has become very full of clutter. You cannot see things now. Now nothing could be restored. So means one thing I have realized in my worship life is that once you get dissected from that particular God, and the faith is broken, it takes very time, or like